All right, all right. Good evening, everyone. You're tuned in to Holiday Success Scholar with the Audible One, the Success Scholar himself, Haki Ammi. You're here to Holiday Success Scholar on eLife Media Radio. eLifeMedia.net is the site, and you can get that on your Ustream app as well, or go to eLifeMedia.net. And so, just wanted to thank my guests of last week, Sister Uri Squires. Thank you for tuning in, listening in. So, definitely got a great show coming up for you here today, and thank you for you all for joining in live. Just had a phenomenally awesome weekend. Just took me to another magnificent and great level. So I'm going to talk about that, but for those who may not know, I am the Success Scholar, Haki Ammi, and I broadcast live each and every Monday, 8 to 9 p.m. Here at 9185 Central Avenue in Capitol Heights, Maryland. What's up, Brother Kevin Hotep? So, man, what am I going to discuss today? Well, actually, I got a good sister that's going to join me here at the 8:30 to have. But just the music. So, yeah, okay, I hear a little better now. Yeah, all right, brothers and sisters, thank you all. All right, had to do that. Thank you, Sister Nina. I got to holler at you, Sister Nina. Let's talk. Good things are happening, popping. How you doing? But, yeah, so thank you all for tuning in, listening here, eLifeMedia.net. Yeah. And if you all want to call in and talk about anything going on during this show, the phone number, call-in number is 240-455-5934. Again, that number again is 240-455-5934. But for those that may not know, I just had a phenomenal weekend. We had the PowerTalk, which was sponsored by Brother Carl Nelson and I Am One in a Million. And it was just an amazing, we were at Reverend Willie Wilson's church in Southeast D.C. I mean, we had a lineup of magnificent scholars and some amazing, phenomenal individuals that came through. We led off with Professor Griff. He did an awesome job. We had Dr. Patricia Newton, who's out of Baltimore, a psychiatrist. Later, we had Dr. Leonard Jeffries, Dr. Malifia Sante, and ended with Malifia Sante, and then we had Dr. Julius Garvey, the son of Marcus Garvey. And so that was just for Friday. Can you imagine? There was more to that. But Saturday we had Ava Muhammad. We had Dr. Anthony Brada, who both moderated and presented. And I was a sponsor of this, so it was just an awesome opportunity. Baba Kaba, many people know him from the Hidden Colors series, and I just watched that series just today, as well as the Black Wall Street series by Michael M. Hotep. So we spoke a little bit today. So just connecting the dots with different individuals. Different great things are going on. Who else did we have? Professor Griff, and of course Adasi did an awesome job. So I'm very grateful for that. Adasi, many people know Adasi out of DC. So, but I want to update my social media system. Things are happening. So just want to let you know there. Let's talk about that. So, yeah, so it was awesome, and we did a recording of that. We have an awesome picture. Many people know Reverend Willie Wilson's his picture that he has there at his church, and it's just a beautiful picture. So who else did we have there? Dr. Leonard Jeffries, Dr. Patricia Newton, I think that's about everyone's, So, of course, I am one in a million. Brother Klingman, he was unable to make it. Oh, of course, how can I forget Dr. Claude Anderson? Dr. Claude Anderson, who got the first annual Dr. Francis Cress Welsing Award. So, absolutely, this was an absolute conscious, empowering event that was really transformational for me. And I didn't even hear most of the workshops and lectures. So I'm looking forward to getting the recording of that. So that just 9 or 10 hours, like for real, like of some powerful thinkers and some readers and some scholars, individuals who have traveled all over the world and spoke all over the planet, where people speak many different languages and dialects. So sometimes we have to, yeah. So it was just a phenomenal time. Just being there. So enough about that, but I'm gonna get back into that. But I just wanted to let everybody know how I did. It was just really truly a great weekend, and of course we showed everybody the Black Friday film at my table. So I got a chance to be on with Carl Nelson, Black Friday documentary. What legacy will you leave? And I still have a few copies of that. But I ran out of my 7 a.m. ran out of my 7 a.m. documentary, so I just put a new order in today. So people are buying them up for real. So I'm excited about the knowledge that was actually shared that weekend. And so it's really great. It's really just a phenomenal opportunity. And so, and as well as some of the Dr. Francis Cress Welsing, what I'm calling Dr. Francis Cress Welsing commemorative DVD. And we actually showed that we had Dr. Welsing actually in Baltimore 3 years ago, 2012, I believe. So had her there, and people were just buying this up. And I had some Powernomics books I sold totally out of that, of course, and it's just awesome experience to really make that happen. But I'm also looking forward, coming up in the next few weeks. Coming up in August, we will have none other than Damon John. If I can get him down to this studio, we'll see. But I'm going to send him an email definitely tonight and tomorrow morning. But I'm going to keep on following up with him. I am a Power Broke ambassador, and you can get this copy of Power Broke. He will be in town with Les Brown and Dr. Willie Jolie. They'll be in Baltimore as well as in the D.C. area. So get ready for you all that want to, partner and collaborate and speak that weekend. Holler at me. It's going to be an awesome opportunity. Operations are being stepped up to make that happen in a very progressive and successful manner. So, and that's what, being a success scholar, you really have to get into different circles of thinkers and readers and people that are striving to go forward in life. We have, and we put these limitations on our mind, through our conditioning, things that we saw growing up. Sometimes we don't see people achieving. We don't see individuals really happy actually about and excited about life, and that's very this can be quite discouraging. So I just want you to know that you do not have to your past does not have to determine your destiny, if I may say that. So, and I'm a living testimony of that. And of course, you can read about that. And I don't want to keep plugging books and everything, but I seem to feel like I have to. But one of the reasons, and they asked me how did I become the success scholar this weekend, And it was an evolving thing, and I share even actually in my book with Les Brown and Dr. George Frazier, which I'm quite proud of. And of course, individuals can still get copies of our amazing book, Mission Unstoppable: Extraordinary Stories of Failures, Blessings. You know, and I share, the challenges, trials, and tribulations, but understanding that we, have to develop and work towards developing an unstoppable mentality, and it doesn't mean being abrasive or, uh, or disrespectful in a sense, but it comes from a a firmness that knowing who you are, knowing your history, and knowing that people can't put limitations on you if you don't put a limitation on yourself. Hmm? So that's what I share with the other amazing Les Brown and Dr. George Frazier, and I know Frazier will be doing something up in Cleveland, and I am tentatively hello Akina, Jerome, Larry. Um, George Frazier doing something in Cleveland in July. And actually, I'm going to try to make that. Cleveland is going to be like a second home, and I'll be heading up to Cleveland myself towards the middle of July, actually, the RNC convention. But I'll be at the conference. I'll be speaking, not at the RNC convention, y'all know, but Republican National Convention. But I'll be speaking at the conference of the press. It's going to be, some pretty different people, so I know Boyce Watkins and Cornel West and Lamont Hill. I'm sorry, his name Eric Lamont Hill or just Lamont Hill. But, a few others that's sponsored by Brother Black Lawyers for Justice. And so looking forward to that. Just a second. Let me see. Oh, sorry. Yeah, I apologize, brothers. Yeah, I apologize, brothers. So, yeah, so that's what's popping. I wanted to share, and I'm going to get my sister on in a couple minutes, but talk about your enemies of your potential. And I outlined a few things that, your potential. All of us are born in some capacity um, with different thoughts. I mean, individualized thoughts. Well, actually, you don't have thoughts at first, but you know, you have unlimited potential. And let me just outline some of these potentials that I've seen, or numbers that individuals can look at, or what I call your enemies of your potential. First one is thinking small. You know, I've had to over the past few years, and I recall a story where I was about 27, 28 years old, and I went to Doctor. I was in a company called Matar, which is a direct sales company, and I had the opportunity to go to a conference, actually, with Mr. Dudley, and it was in Greensboro, North Carolina, and I actually saw his hotel, I saw his land, and I saw his university, his college, and I was just like amazed, I did never seen anything like it. Just like, does he really own this hotel? I mean, it wasn't a super Marriott or anything like that, but small and but it had like over 100 rooms or something like that in Greensboro. I'm sorry. It's not Greensboro. It's right outside of Greensboro. Uh, Kernersville. How can I forget Kernersville, North Carolina? But it's just an awesome, opportunity. But it hearing other people's stories of where they come from, you're able to actually see your potential. You can look at other people and say, well, what did they do differently? and what skill set, what mindset, what help did they have, or what barriers did they have, and you can kind of predict where you'll be. And this is why when I look at Dr. George Frazier and Les Brown, and I do a comparative study and I listen to what they recommend, for me in my life, I'm just like, yeah, I can see how, even within, my previous failures, that those do not have to be barriers to, forever. You feel me? So I just want you to, know that the power of thinking big, definitely is a part of your evolution, because you have to, it's like growing up. You have to evolve in life, and you have to find different affiliates and prepare to think bigger. And now, it's like going down to Florida and meeting Damon John, and becoming a partner and becoming an ambassador for his Power Broke book. I never. It's like normal for me now. Just connecting to Les Brown and George Frazier. Um, and people perceive Les Brown on this level, and it's like being in a book with him and George. Uh, some people, I don't take it for granted that, I'm blessed in a sense to have that opportunity, and not just have the opportunity, but to carry it out in a very enlightened manner, to get this book actually into the hands of those individuals who want better, because that's who it's for. It's for those that desire better, that are not going to settle. Like there's a group on Facebook called the Never Settle Club, and we have to not be content. So if you're going to repeat after me, do not be content. Yes, and so. Yeah, and my next one, let me go to this next one here. Staying where you are occupationally. It's really interesting. I mean, I call myself semi-retired in a sense from, my occupation that I've done for some time, and I've never, absolutely never, ever been content occupationally in a sense. You just adjust yourself. You become wiser. You don't just think that you're going to sit around your office and just chit chat. The conversations that you have with people have to be enlightening conversations. You have to speak to people that are showing up at conferences, that are reading the right books, that are listening to the right people. Outside of that, you're gonna, your brain is like a muscle. You have to exercise it. And I see people, with super big muscles, and they want to be in a gym 30 or 40, 50 hours, but you have to exercise your mind, and that's why people are having things like Alzheimer's. And so we have to exercise our mind and not be content, occupationally. Next one is figuring out how. Many people, have a barrier of saying, since you can't figure it out, since you can't figure out how to do a particular thing in terms of your success, you just, it's called, paralysis analysis. Many of us, we just don't do anything, but you're not going to have it all figured out at the beginning. Just recently, I've come across many unique opportunities, even being on this radio program. Sometimes just being in the right place at the right time, and being the right person is key to key to your success, but you got to put yourself in positions to win. You have to have the right mindset. You have to have the right education. You have to have a little bit of capital as well as experience. Because different people are going to see different opportunities. And George Fraser just posted something. I wish I could. Oh man, I can't recall it. I posted it on my post, but something about opportunities and excuses. Opportunities will be here or excuses may not. I'm gonna get that quote right, but and I shared it a few times, but that's right and exact. That's right and exact. So just move forward, and manage your risk. I'll say that wasn't in my notes, but when you're trying to figure things out, I've always had this calculated risk about when I jump out there, because when I was younger, I just would jump out there, and it cost me something, but even then I was calculating my risk on some levels. But now, just the deep thinking and the organizing and really having a good support system, good advisors, shall I say, mentors. Things have certainly evolved over the past few weeks and months, and it's just been phenomenal. Coming off the Power Networking Conference and then to the Power Talk, man, it's just been like for real. And being on a stage actually at the Power Talk with individuals that I've read their books, or I've listened to their audio videos over the past 15 years, and it's like, okay, yeah, so now I'm on stage. I'm on stage now. What's next? And sponsoring, being a major sponsor of the Power Talk, along with the I Am One in a Million. That's pretty, pretty big, So I'm like, wow, it's just, but it took years of preparation and economic organization to put myself in a position to afford. You got to pay the price. Freedom is not free. You got to sacrifice. And sometimes, like I posted something about people spend money on Beyonce concerts. Like I had a family member, I'm not gonna name them by name, but they sent a picture of them at a Beyonce concert, and I'm like, really? I mean, I don't know how much the tickets were, and I know some people got upset with me for saying it, that and the Puff Daddy concert or whatever, but I'm like, these people are not giving me the right knowledge where I'm going to live a quality life. It's a fleecing 2-hour party. But these same individuals, as I said last week, and you probably hear me say it again, these same individuals will complain and cry about, spending $400 for a weekend, but you'll spend, 450 or 300 or 400 to go to a 3-4 hour show. So, I'm like, when you have people doing that after, you just think about like how much are you gonna like really support them? Like really, how much are you gonna feed them? When times are getting rough, but you still entertaining yourself to death when we need to be working productively and collectively. Huh? So, no, when people say unity, we need to have unity. Yeah, with some people, but we have to be good stewards of our capital. So, next, negative people. An enemy of your potential is negative people. My gosh, they'll come out of the woodwork, and sometimes we tend to give people passes. We've known some people all of our lives, and We tend to think that, we don't want to be mean with pushing individuals away. But, for your mental sanity, for your health, and for your wealth, not everybody's going to be in the center. There's actually a book out called Centered, and I think I demonstrate various levels of centeredness for you all that are listening. Yes, properly centered. That's what I am. So that's where, we really have to be able to be like a kryptonite in a sense. Like, look, you're just gonna, repel. It's just gonna repel that negative attitude, that failing attitude, that quitting, or I'm just average, huh? Meaning just say no to mediocre, right? So we have to just say no to mediocre. So that's negative people. They will destroy your dreams, destroy your hopes, and give you, negative feedback, and they'll drain your energy. And it may, oh gosh, it may be family members, it may be friends, but you absolutely, oh god, okay, yeah. So, and the next one is the information junkie and application addicts. And I got part of this from my good brother Della Toro. Let me give him a quick shout out. Yes, so I read his book. Got some good pointers from that. Amazing speaker, has done good job with the keynote for you all that are into public speaking. And I did a training with Dr. Willie Jolly a few months ago. That was awesome. Hope to do some more with him. So before my caller, I hope she calls in. I'll give her a little plug. We're gonna get my sister in, but just to let you all know, we are looking right now. You have the opportunity to be a part of part 2. That's right, Mission Unstoppable: Extraordinary Stories of Failures, Blessings, part 2. Hey, Shachana, how you doing? Part 2, and we will have Dr. Randall Pickett in this one with Dr. George Frazier. So, I mean, that's just going to be the bomb. So for serious individuals, Mission Unstoppable Part 2, for you all that came to the Power Networking Conference, there was discussion about it, So I'm like, look, I mean, do you know what this could do for your life and for your career? I mean, now some people, I want to do my own book, like the one guy in Baltimore that's on the radio. Didn't even show up, never showed up to any of the Power Networking conferences. Didn't even go down to the Gaylord. But yeah, you unapologetically black, and you making moves. You Black Wall Street, really? Huh? But I don't, at this particular time, I've done so much in and around the DMV area. I no longer have to kind of kiss up to people that are really not about it. And, sometimes they walking around looking good, smelling good, broke. And I see it. Or they doing some poor people habits, or what I say, cultural misoriented habits. Like, for instance, individuals that, they may be making 6 figures and they driving certain types of cars, but they spending a lot of their time, not being as healthy, not resting properly. And so just really not prolonging their life. And so that's what I, first and foremost, if I see an individual doing the right things to prolong their life, and the next stage of that, after you've done things, is to help another person to prolong their life, to get another person out of, financial disenfranchisement. And so, when I see individuals bling blinging, I mean, I know we have to dress decently and appropriately and smell good and, wear decent clothes. But, some of us, you know, the inferiority complex, the deep rooted psychological enslavement, you know, has continued to keep many of us in a position of economic enslavement. And, I see it from many of the athletes and the entertainers, and many people look up to them, like this Empire show. I know that many people look up to that. I've only partially watched part of it on not a commercial. I don't know what I saw, like a clip or something. And that's actually to do to watch the video that Anthony Brada did. Sometimes you have to know where people are actually listening and to or watching, so we can understand the psychology that's going on. But I'm gonna take a quick break, and I hope to get my sister in. Sister Latoya, if you're listening, come on and call in. We're not gonna keep you up. Just come on in and drop some knowledge, sister. We'll show you how it's done. So we're gonna go to a quick break. We'll be right back on Holiday Success Scholar. Anybody want to call in? Call 240. Oh, just wait for the sister to go off, and we'll come right back. Peace. Yeah, I just sent her a text. So she called in. On the break, brothers. Funeral Sharp, what's up? Abdul, what's going on, brother? All right. We are back. Thank you for tuning in to Holiday Success Scholar with the Success Scholar, the Honorable One, Haki Ammi. Thank you all for tuning in. Oh, that's great, Larry. Yeah. So, just got my lovely, wonderful guest on the phone. Sister Latoya Johnson is joining me. Greetings, sister. You there?
Good evening. How are you?
I am doing fantastic, wonderful, doing fantastic and wonderful. Just want to get you in for a couple minutes. I know you have such a wonderful, busy schedule. So what you just had a call, right? Amazing call, super call.
I did. I had in my new business community, Fly Business Women, I allowed one of the ladies to do a training every Monday night. And so I was present for that, of course, because it's a new community and we're just bonding and leveraging each other's businesses and sharing and educating. So it was amazing.
Wow, great. And you were with me just 2 weeks ago on this radio show, but we partnered and sponsored the event this weekend, and I certainly appreciate it. So I wanted to invite you back for just a couple of minutes, and I was like, yeah, please, let's come on back in and let's drop some brief knowledge for a couple of minutes and see what's popping. So how'd you enjoy the weekend, sis?
I thought it was amazing. I loved the unity, just to see black people together and just united and loving on one another and educating each other, and just the thirst for knowledge that was present was absolutely amazing.
Oh, great. Yeah, it was really great. Some of the different speakers, they come with different expertise, a lot of PhD folks. So, it's like, just listening for the different dynamics of the amazing speakers. You kind of get a lot of jewels. So I'm looking forward actually to they're working on the recording from that, and so I'm going to have that. I spoke to Linda and Carl today. Carl now, so I didn't get a chance to introduce you to. I know we were so busy downstairs and they were upstairs, but I just wanted to. Yeah, so we definitely make that happen in the future because I think coming off of the Power Networking Conference, I was just like, that's like a powerful 1-2 combination. And a few people actually said they saw me actually at the saw me at the Power Networking Conference. I was like, and it was good that we got a few mentions during the program and everything. So yeah, so what else going on, sister? So I have in front of me your CD.
Yeah.
Latoya Flywoman Johnson, motivational speaker, success coach, and mentor.
Yeah.
The Speak Life Experience. Oh, volume 1. So you're working on another volume, right?
I'm working on another volume. That's right, amongst other things.
Oh, great.
But I guess what's going on, Haki, is the same thing that's going on universally, and that is just the desire to enlighten people and to elevate people to new levels of thinking and of behaving and of experiencing transformation in all different realms of their lives, and just to encourage that. And so whether it has to do with speaking life over people, speaking life over a business or an opportunity or just an endeavor that you're involved in, or if it means speaking life over your spirit, right? And just in carrying good energy and being in alignment. So that's what I'm doing. I'm just making powerful connections. I am leveraging, and I'm really enjoying the process that I respect greatly of building my business and building my legacy. I'm really enjoying that.
Ah, beautiful. So I'm looking here at your CD. So we have intro and daily affirmations and thank you from Latoya Flywoman Johnson. So talk about any of those, the chapters of your audio.
Well, my CD really was the objective was and still is to recondition the thoughts and the stories that people believe about themselves. Not necessarily just women, but of course, as you know, we all live vicariously through the story that we believe about ourselves. And sometimes that story resonates from things not so positive that we were told as a young person and that we have identified with. And sometimes that inner critic is more prevalent than the inner cheerleader. So those affirmations I put them together to recondition the thoughts and the words that you speak to yourself every day, to recondition a more positive, progressive, and a more peaceful way of thinking and imagining yourself, right? Imagining yourself being better, not as you are right now, but as you will be. And so I personally believe that sometimes the worst things that you'll ever hear about yourself, sometimes you say those things to yourself, right? I know for me at times, if I ever said some of the things to people that I love or I claim to love, if I ever said some of the things I say to myself to those people, they would disown me and never speak to me again.
Right.
So, and I believe that's true for a lot of people. We don't speak well of ourselves all the time, whether it's because we feel like we failed or we let someone down or because we don't live up to the expectations of society. There's several reasons. But I believe that it's time to heal that mindset and to recondition and tell a new, more favorable and light and loving story to ourselves. And so that's what that CD personifies. That's the whole objective there.
Wow. Awesome. Yes, I look forward to sharing this CD with my cousin and my mother for sure. So definitely going to get them. So you have choose your battles. So wow. So what are you sharing on that? Choose your battles.
Choose your battles. Yes, choose your battles is oftentimes in our community. I know for a lot of women, it is it's sometimes difficult to hold your tongue and to not speak every time you feel you need to be heard. And I am on a mission to help women to understand that everything that someone says, every word that someone speaks to you, it doesn't require a response. So that's where we have to use discernment in deciding whether it's even worth it to engage in conversation, dialogue, or to be combative about certain issues that really have no importance. If you're not going to remember it a week from now, you probably shouldn't respond to it or react to it. It's just not necessary. And so when I say choose your battles, that means just be very careful what you engage in. You don't have to attend every argument that you're invited to. And so that's the premise there with that. That's one of my favorites, actually.
Yeah, I certainly have learned over the years of just learning really how to not, to disagree but not be disagreeable, if you will. And it's sometimes when you're out here and you're teaching and sharing with individuals. I mean, and I've been very patient personally. I feel I've been patient over the years, but it's like some things in life, are that serious for us to learn. As adults, I just say first and foremost as adults, and being responsible, and even like when as a coach, and I'll just say, and I think we kind of alluded to this the last time, the difference between suggesting something, recommending, coercing, and finding a balance with those different ways of influencing behavior change, because I'm always, and there's a psychologist conference coming up, over the next month. The Black Psychologist is going to be right there in D.C. area. I'm sorry, Crystal City, but I'm always interested in contemporary studies on what motivates individuals to transform. So I was thinking about that today, like why do people actually change? Let me just, if like you asked me at the like you asked me at the Power Talk, what motivates people to change? But we talked about something else about relationships. But what you believe as a coach, what motivates people to change?
I think there are a few things that motivate people to change. I think they either become so uncomfortable with what they're doing that they have to change, or they become educated to the point where they're inspired to change, right? And so most of the time it falls under one of those two areas. And I can't say that either one of them is a more profound transformation than the other. Right. But one thing is for sure is that people change when they are ready to change, and not a moment sooner. And so that's why I say that my job as a speaker, as a coach, as someone who empowers other people, is not to change anyone. It's simply to plant the seeds that may change a thought that in turn will cause a change or transformation at some point. And it may not be right now. It may not be until 10 years down the road that something I've said or something you've said or someone else who is an empowerment individual or someone who speaks highly, right, at a high level, has spoken, that it resonates. And so I don't believe that it's my place or anyone else's place to say when that time should come. But I believe that our job and our purpose is just to be messengers, if you will, of goodwill and of praise and of positive affirmation, because people don't like to be told what to do. They want to be empowered to make better choices.
Wow. That's beautiful. Beautiful. That's great. Yeah, so all right. So I know you got things you got to do, sister, so I just wanted to get you on for a couple of minutes there. So you feeling good? Everything is beautiful?
I am Wonderful. I'm looking forward to spending the evening with my children. As
Yes,
you know, I
yes.
was away all weekend, so we're going to
Right,
have some
right,
fun.
right,
So we
right.
got games lined up, so that's what I'm going to be doing for the rest of the evening. So I'm looking forward to that.
Okay, sounds good, sis. So let's give out your contact information if anybody would like to reach you for your coaching or your
Hmm.
to book you to speak or do whatever it is or to get
Sure.
your lovely CD. So uh, give
They
out
can
that.
reach me on my website, which is www.flywoman.net, or they can email me at latoya@flywoman.net, or they can connect with me on Facebook. All you have to do is put in the @ symbol, Fly Latoya, and my page will come up. That's my it's the same thing on Periscope, @Fly Latoya. You can reach me right there on Facebook, Latoya Johnson, to connect.
All right, all right. Well, thank you, sister, and enjoy the little ones this evening.
I
So,
will.
all right.
Thank you so much for all you do, Haki. I appreciate you.
Thank you very much.
Okay. All right.
Thanks.
Take care now.
All right,
Bye-bye.
goodbye. Peace, peace, peace. Yeah. So, all right. Thank you, Sister Latoya Johnson. She joined me here for a couple minutes. Didn't want to take too much of her time. She was on with me a few weeks ago. I think we did like 40 minutes, at least 30 minutes. So, this time we just had to drop some knowledge. We partnered up and collaborated for the Power Talk. So that was awesome. Hey, Sylvia, how you doing, honey? Brother Jerome, what's up, man? Glad you got those CDs, man, and they work in your PS5, 6, 7, whatever it is that you have, brother. But glad you got that going. And Sister Sharita, how you doing? Glad I saw you and Brother C in at the Power Talk. It's always good to see you both, always on the front line of consciousness and action. Maybe get you in here to talk about your children's book as well. And of course, Darlene, thank you, sister. I was about to call you Darlene to get you in, but we'll work on that, sister. Hope you're doing well. But yeah, so with my last 10 minutes, and I it's just an awesome opportunity to be present, to be in a space with such amazing speakers this weekend. Just transformational for me. Like I said, individuals that I've seen over the years, and people, individuals that people look up to, and yeah. So, but let me talk about one of them. He wasn't present, Brother Dr. James Klingman. His book was actually at the last year's conference, the last year's Power Networking Conference. Sister Garnett Hall and Brother John Brown. I think John Brown did a workshop at the Power Networking Conference this year. But they had the Klingman table and I Am One in a Million, but the Black Dollars, teach your dollars how to make more sense. SENSE. So, yeah, Brother James Klingman, author of Black Economics as well. He writes a column, but he wasn't able to make it in town. So let's pray for his well-being and health and speedy health empowerment. Over the next few days and weeks. So, but yeah, so with my last 10 minutes, lots going to be going on. I'm ready to upgrade and up some of my social media operations, and looking forward to, I had to cancel actually, and Sister China Gray, if you're out there, I'll reach back out for you, sister. Nothing's been popping with the Baltimore Heat Project, and that's going to be a mini series that's going to be in Baltimore based upon the black firefighters, and I'm definitely looking forward to that. I'm going to maximize on that with working with local authors, and that's one of the reasons I've been reaching out to local authors. We had like 5 to show up, so Sister Charmaine Bonnier, Sister Denise, who else was it? It was like 2 more. Sister Shirley, she showed up. So a few individuals showed up for, to meet with some of the producers and not the director, but the producers, the local producers in Baltimore Rail and Be More Film or something. But so that's going to be popping off in Baltimore. Still, I'm hoping I had a little illness there, but hopefully over the next couple of days we can be back up and running and moving and shaking with that. So I'm really excited about just the diversity of how I'm having the skill set and the really upfront uh, connections to be able to have these different looks at things and keeping my options open. And that's why I was talking to Sylvia. We were talking about the 30-second elevator pitch, and I'm like, well, my elevator pitch is changing. Sister Darlene, I can't necessarily say what's going to be popping because I read something new, and I get my Reginald F. Lewis read on, and I'm thinking about acquisitions and mergers. I'm like, I don't put no limits on myself. I mean, not that money is everything, but it's like you get newfound knowledge, and you just like, man, well, how long will it take for me to study something? And that's what I want to share. Even in business, and I learned this from Robert Kiyosaki, where he talked about your scope of learning, and how everything can, even like for instance through college, it's like, you spend uh, certain semester hours of learning a particular craft, and that can happen with wealth building. Uh, Certainly in this society, and you have to create these multiple income streams. Like, I didn't know I would sell out of both the 7 a.m.s and Black Fridays. People were still looking for them. I'm like, wow. So I had to get out of there and order some more. And now we're going to have a PowerTalk DVD. So I know people are going to be looking for that. I know Darlene has her head ladies in charge. So it's just really awesome. But back to the Robert Kiyosaki, one of his books, I believe it may have been the Cash Flow Quadrant book, or it may have been, no, it's not the advanced one, the black, I'm sorry, not the, with the wealth, the thickest one, and I have it in my car, um, but it talks about your scope of learning. But it's also said, and I know this to be a reality, that in order to master a particular topic, you have to study it for 10,000 hours. 10,000, I believe it's theorized. Of course, depending upon what you're actually studying. But and I look at how, for instance, even how uh, state employment, not state employment, but statewide apprenticeship programs are. Like electrician, you have to have 6,000 hours. Other occupations, 5,000, 4,000, 6,000, 7,000. So depending upon what you are, you have to have a certain amount of hours work on the job training, or uh, and classroom instruction to do a particular job. And so, with wealth building and business, who's to say? Who's to say who's qualified to do what? You just have to uh, really, connect to individuals, and you have to show individuals that you can produce. And that's, can be a challenge, when wealth is a little unorthodox. And Brother Trevor, he put up a diagram one time about a particular billionaire. I believe it was one billionaire, where the different types of businesses that he created over his lifetime to reach a certain place. And I've learned that sometimes you have to readjust yourself, reinvent yourself, and you keep moving forward. And sometimes not everybody is going to follow you, but and you may not totally be on course. And I believe, what book was that? I think it was Highly Effective People. It may have been that one, or it might have been Who Moved My Cheese. I think it was the audio of Who Moved My Cheese, where they discuss that you may not totally ever be on course. Or they used the example of a sailboat. Being a Navy person, it was just really interesting because boats don't do that no more. But but they were talking about how a sailor or a captain of a ship or the helmsman, I believe it's called a quartermaster in the Navy. It's called a quartermaster. How they're never directly on course. They always have to adjust and readjust. And that's how many of us have to actually look at our lives. Sometimes things are not going to go as smoothly as you anticipate, but you have to keep a steady helm on a wheel, if you will. So that's what I wanted to share this evening. I think I covered all of my topics. The enemies of your potential. I know I got off and having my good sister chime in. So next week I may have Brother Malik on. I'm gonna try so we can get this Cleveland thing up and popping. So, and shout out to King LeBron James. Yeah, I watched the game. Yes, I watched Game 7. I said, I'm not. I don't think I watched a full basketball game this season. Sylvia looked at me like I was crazy. I was like, look, I'm watching LeBron James. No, I wanted him to win, actually, but it was just an amazing series, actually. But, that's what champions do. Came back 3-1. Champions find a way to win. It's just something in his heart, that said, you know what? Over my dead body, over my dead body. Definitely, Jelani, definitely. Yeah, thanks. All right. And so that's why I'm like, yeah, it's going to be awesome going to Cleveland right after that, and coming up to the RNC. But it's just really an example of what champions do. And I did a post, and I want everybody to, get that book. I'm sorry, what's that book? Oh, man. 48 Laws of Power. $40 million slaves. I'm sorry. Yeah, so it's quite informative, but we need readers and thinkers that are in positions. So if anybody is in the sports industry and have any serious connections regarding business, please read that book. I mean, if LeBron James made individuals millions or himself millions or 10 millions, I'm sure he'd gonna get kind of all endorsements now. Best believe he's making someone hundreds of millions or billions of dollars. And so, our question, and he's pretty astute in those regards, but we must move towards ownership. So I just wish the brother good luck with everything, and to my Sacramento or Golden State people, better luck next year. So without further ado, brothers and sisters, yes, so get my book. Tune in each and every Monday night with Holler to Success Scholar with the Honorable One, Haki Ammi. It's been an awesome, great show. Keep up the good work. Till next week, peace. All right on time. Peace. Peace, everybody. I'll let y'all later. All right, we'll hook up, Jelani.